Hello everyone, and welcome back to Conquest, where today we only have one place to go, and that one place is Windswept Islands. I mean, of course, we could go to any of these various numbered sectors, and maybe we can find some resources that we, by technicality, aren't supposed to have yet if you're only doing campaign, but I'd rather just go through the campaign with what's available, just because it's a little more difficult and a little more fun. So, Windswept Islands is where we're going today. Now, before we even go there, I'm going to go ahead and read the little research blurb about it, because I keep forgetting to do that. Further past the shoreline is this remote chain of islands. Records show they once had structures producing plastanium. Fend off the enemy's naval units, establish a base on the islands, research these factories. So it looks like we are going to get the plastanium compressor from this sector, which is going to be oh so fantastic, because I think that unlocks, yep, Facility 32M and Tainted Woods as well. And I think we can also get to Nuclear Production Complex if we get the Swarmer, which also takes Plastanium to research. So that's going to be great. Anyways, let's go ahead and do that. Max resources, Stained Mountains, and you know what? I'm going to go ahead and just save this early core schematic so we can carry some additional resources. Now the real question is, can I actually use that when we're going to Windswept Islands? I can, which means I can now bring extra resources. No, actually I can't. It doesn't make a difference. Okay, well never mind. That's not worth doing. Okay, worth a shot, but at least we figured out it's not worth it unless I want to have extra storage. But if I need extra storage, I'll just build it on site. Okay, enough yapping. Let's go. Okay, now I remember doing this sector, and I remember having a fun time doing it, so hopefully it's pretty similar. Looks like we have got just a very large ocean. We've got islands everywhere. We've got titanium, coal, lead, copper, a stupid amount of water, and this is oil shale, or just shale, but you get oil from it, so that's pretty good. This is a pretty good sector. And considering that I think it's either launch or landing pads, I don't remember which one, uses extreme quantities of water. We've got plenty of water to go around. So honestly, this is a pretty good sector. The only thing it's missing, of course, thermal, oil, thorium, black sand, and no spores. So it's pretty good. Also, the resource veins are pretty small, so I think I'm just going to give this 4. Alright, anyways, let's get to work. First things first is power. Yeah, that seems reasonable. Now, I could do the spore and water power, but we might have to do some ratios for this. This makes 0.6 spore pods per second. A steam generator takes 0.66 per second, so we are not actually going to be getting that at full efficiency. If there was a single tile of spore anything, spore water, spore ground, spore whatever, then it would be 1-to-1 or a little even higher than that, maybe like 1.3 steam turbines to 1 spore press. Unfortunately, that's not the case here, so I don't think I'm going to go with cultivator steam turbine, although I guess I just could anyways. But we do have a bunch of coal down here, but I also want to use this for, like, graphite. So, you know what? I think I'm just going to do it. Also, we're going to have to kickstart this somehow. I don't know how that's going to work out. I think that's going to do for now, and we have to kickstart this somehow. So let's actually just go ahead. Boom, 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 boom. Boom. This is probably going to be a very easy early target, so we do need to kind of go a little quickly to get this going, and if I was smart about this, I would build a blueprint. I just respawned at the core. That was stupid. I thought I had a blueprint for this. Energy on water. Yeah, I kind of do. I don't know if this is efficient anymore. I gotta redo my blueprints at some point. Once I have all the research unlocked, I might just spend like half an episode just redoing my entire blueprint section, because I don't know if you've noticed, it kind of sucks. The only thing that's actually good in here is maybe the Surge Factory, and that's about it. Although I guess, no, the Silicon Crucible's pretty good because it's tileable. Same with glass. But that's about it, really. Yikes. Okay, anyways, is this gonna, like, work or what? There we go. Okay, now we've got some power. Alright, let's get some basic resources down. I'm going to skip instantly to laser drills because I am not an idiot. Copper and lead secured in extreme quantities. Next up is graphite. I probably should not have used all of this for graphite, but I'm going to anyway because I know we need graphite basically all the time, so just make sure we have ample amounts of all of this. Okay, graphite, lead, coal. Next up, titanium. Okay, first wave is also here, so we do need to be a little careful. Also, I'm fairly certain you can't build over deep water, so we may have to reroute some resources around, or I just go like that. There we go. And we have a good 2 enemies to start. I don't even know where the drop zone is. It's over there, and we've got some flares inbound. Now, the real question is, what are they going to be targeting? I have no idea. Probably the power factory, if I had to guess. I was almost right. They're going after titanium, which means let's just, first things first, do a little bit of this. Alright, and next thing we need is silicon. This is going to be the painful one because this is the furthest out from my base. So we're going to have to specifically defend this, but I think that's going to be okay. Also, I'm going to go for 4 factories because I'm lazy, which means we're going to need a grand total of 6 coal per second, which should be 2 drills worth, I think. And then, of course, we're going to need 12 sand per second, which is just ridiculous. I have power, and if I need more, I know what to do. I just copy this setup over here. Alright, good thing I put up that. That was a good decision. Alright, and there's our silicon done. That should be producing, and we run this into the core right next to the titanium. Alright, there we go. Silicon is done. That should be everything being produced. The only thing we're missing is glass. That's going to be pretty easy. It's just lead and sand, and guess what? We've got some right the way down here. So we can go ahead and grab some of this over here. Alright, we've got 6 enemies this time, so that's probably... Yep, we've got our first boats, and we don't have any ground turrets to deal with them. Not great. Okay, I'm just going to do this for now, and just chuck up some cheap to build, fast to construct walls, and hopefully the boats will go this way. If they don't, we're going to have to reroute the arc over to here with some more fast to build cheap walls. Uh-oh. That's not great. Boats are strong. Yep. Oh, not the power. Please, not the power. This is my own fault. It's my own fault. Oh, no. Please stop. It's my own fault. Okay. Yikes. That was horrendous. We gotta get some defenses up in here, bruh. Okay, hopefully it's just flares this time because we can actually deal with flares. Alright, and there's our glass. Okay. We have no power. Okay. Oh, no. Okay, this is so bad. Let's rebuild this. You know, I did this to myself. This is entirely my fault. Okay, there we go. Do we have... No, let's just disconnect the main grid and just let this spin up a little bit. Get some battery juice in there. And then go. Okay. And it's because we're actually just net negative on power, so it's time to copy this and put it down here. This is going to take too long to build, I think. And we're going to have more boats to deal with, aren't we? Yep. Okay. Let's pause that. And we need to come over here. And we need to get some defense against boats. This is not going to be enough, but I don't really care that much. What are you doing? Oh no, this is my own fault. It's my own fault. I spent way too long on infrastructure, and now I don't have defense. Every time I do this. Luckily, flares don't do anything, but still, this is bad. Looks like the boats are dead, so that's good. Let's get a mender by the core. Let's go finish building this. And then we need to start getting defenses everywhere. Also, looks like my glass is not going into the core because I built it wrong. And our power situation is not improving. Okay, now it is. I need to get a better, optimized schematic for that, but someday I will do that. Today is not this day because I need to defend my base. We've got all the resources. There's none left except for scrap, and I don't know if there's scrap here. I'm lying. There's literally right here on the screen as I told you that. Crazy work. Let's get some defenses now. We're going to need to defend every little area with every little thing. Now, I'm thinking power might be the best, but you can't really use power to deal with air units. We may just put batteries of scatter basically everywhere that there's lead or scrap, or maybe even some glass because we have it. And then everywhere else, we'll probably just use maybe silicon. I don't really know. Maybe some graphite. Graphite was pretty good as well. Or we could make blast compound and pyrite. You know, I haven't done that yet. Actually, pyrite's pretty cheap to make, isn't it? Yeah, coal, lead, and sand. The issue with that is I'd have to find a coal vein and then route the ammo around everywhere, which isn't actually that bad. Maybe I'll do that. We've got everything we need up here. So, you know what? Let's do that. Now, of course, I don't know how well this is going to work considering it's, lighting things on fire in the water. But, I don't care. Let's just do it anyway. Okay, it's 6 more. We've got our boats coming inbound again. Just going to put another ripple down here just to be extra sure we're going to be fine. Where are this flare is going to go? Oh, no boats, just flares. Okay. Looks like this way they should get obliterated. Okay, cool. Okay, this might be a risky idea. I'm going to go for 8. I'm going to get the lead from up here. I'm going to use this lead maybe as well. We need a lot of lead, a lot of sand, and this needs to be defended extremely well because if this lights on fire, my entire ammo infrastructure is just dead. Let's get some large walls out here and maybe some menders as well. Yep, seems like a pretty reasonable idea to me. And that's where our ammo is going to be coming out of. So we'll be getting 6 pyrite per second. We'll just route this around the entire base and use it everywhere. Okay. We've got horizon. Uh-oh. Okay, that's not good. I don't know where they're gonna go, but I need to get more defenses down by my, this thing. Okay, just the flares versus the core. That's fine. The boats are dead. Oh, no. No, we're not doing this. Pause the building, you idiot. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, we need more defenses at the core for anti-air, to absolutely no one's surprise at all. Okay, now let's get this battery down here to protect our power, and let's also just throw a mender in here because we can. We've got 8 enemies. Hopefully it's all flare. Okay, good. Man, I really should have made some... You know what I should have done? I should have made a little core schematic that just had a poly factory on it. That would have been smart. Okay, so that is not enough lead, but it's enough to get started. We have a little bit of pyrite, and we can now use it. Okay, first thing I'm gonna do is actually just defend this with pyrite. Yeah, that seems pretty reasonable to me. I mean, truthfully, even just one of these guys should be enough. And we can also put a router on here to get some extra water into this thing. That should probably be enough for this. We may want to get some up here. We may want to get some anti-air up here. Actually, we are going to do that. And we need to get more lead anyway. How many boats do we have? 4 boats. The air units are probably already on their way. Let's get some more anti-air. There we go. Okay, what about the boats? They're going to go down this way. They really like to go this way, apparently. And they are almost about to make it through, so that is not good. All right, now let's get our pyrite coming along here. Okay, looks like we got some horizon coming in. I bet they're going to target this, or are they going for the power? They're going for power. Okay. They still targeted that. Bro! Seriously? Did you see that fire just like jump like that? That's okay, bruh. That was targeted. Okay, so this should hold our main defensive wall for a while. Let's see how it does against the boats over here, because they're about to go this way again. Looks like power is still good. That's good. Ooh, that is some really nice looking ammo. Look at that. You know, the different colored ammo based on the ammo type you put in, I really like that. Fantastic addition. Now, can salvos shoot pyrite? They can. Oh, most excellent. So that means I'm going to put a salvo battery over here because I feel like it. Okay, this is ridiculous and taking too long, and I'm getting sick of it. Monos get constructed in 35 seconds, polys get constructed in 10 seconds, and this is still not optimal because I could put another air factory down, but I don't know where I'm putting it, so we're just going to have 2 polys every 35 seconds. There we go. And I'll have them on assist player. There is a lot of enemies coming in. That's 6 boats and 6 horizon. Ay, 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 they are not... Oh, okay. The wall of salvo is not going to be done by the time that they get here. Uh-oh. Oh, don't bomb... Oh, they bombed everything. Oh, this is much better. Oh, it's going so much faster. Oh, yeah. Okay, now we need to get pyrite. Oh, this is going to be the fun part. I'm going to route it down this way, assuming there's a way to get through down here. This is why this sector sometimes kind of sucks, because the deep water basically everywhere is kind of rough. And I really don't like having lines of pyrite just going throughout the entire base, because it could just like light on fire and then everything's going. But I think it's the best we got. Also, I think we need more power, so I'm just going to do it. And then maybe get some defenses over here to defend this. That would be a good idea. And we're out of copper. Wow. Okay, I cannot believe that. That's ridiculous. Okay, anyways. Keep going. Okay, this is cutting into our glass reserves, but I don't really care that much. I just want to have everything defended. Okay, now, unfortunately, I'm broke, so I can only afford to do 1 pump currently. All right, let's put these guys on rebuild. Is there anything to rebuild? Yes, that. Okay, the flare still made it through there, but that's fine. This is more for horizon anyways. Let's put you guys on repair. Is there anything to repair? Probably. And then once that's done, I will put them all on mine, so we can mine some copper. Also, someone pointed out you can just click this to select all, and also apparently Shift H selects all factories, which is also really nice to know. I didn't even know that. How do I select all polys? Oh no, this is like if I had multiple units in one thing. Okay, never mind, that makes sense. Okay, now also, if I put junctions here, we'd have more ammo in the lines, so I'm just gonna do it. Oh, now they're over here. That's not great. Okay, it's time to get some anti-air up here. Yep. And that's why I wanted the pyrite ammo right there. That specific reason. Perfect. Okay, let's get some anti-air up here and also route some of this into attacking, or not even attacking, just pyrite, because we're currently not producing as much as we should be. Nice. And then I'm actually going to have you guys do a little bit of mining, because I know we need some copper. Look at that. Ooh, so much copper. Okay, so that's another salvo wall. That should do just nicely. Come over here and build these scrap walls. Now, I'm probably going to run out of scrap at some point because I'm not even mining it right now. I think we're good to go on this sector. We do have 11 waves left, so I could still keep increasing my defenses, which I probably will do. And then maybe I'm just going to cut this off temporarily, and then we will make some monos, and they can help mine as well. And then the polys can just be assisting me the whole time. Okay, I don't think there's much else to do here other than just beef up defenses, so that's probably what I'm going to end up doing. Maybe also mining some scrap, but I don't know where I'm going to get it from because the only two places looks to be here and here, and that is right where the enemies come from. So we may... Ooh. That is hopefully a tier 3 and not a tier 4 boat. Although, I have no idea. I don't even know what the tier 3 boat's called. I think I'm also going to get some more waves stationed around the entire place in case something lights on fire, because that would be not ideal. Also, I think we need more power. This schematic is terrible, by the way, but it works most of the time. Is it raining right now? It's raining right now. You can tell because I'm wet. I've turned off the weather, though, so you can actually see what's going on, because the dust storms that keep happening, it makes it so hard to see anything. Ooh, we've got some Zenith. That is not good. I don't know where they're going to go. Zenith just have a tendency to just say, you know what, that looks undefended, I'm going to go for it. So that's not great. Luckily, they appear not to be doing that because they're still going this way. Yeah, okay. So maybe Pyrite Salvo is pretty good. How much damage do they do? The most minus thorium and graphite, but graphite has that minus 20% fire rate, so I think thorium is still just the best, at least for pure damage. Pyrite's great because it has area and burning, which is not great when it's raining, but still. And 5 waves to go until the big boat gets here. Alright, yeah, honestly, Pyrite Salvo's kind of cooking, not gonna lie. Alright, well anyways, oh, there's 2 of them, right? Yeah, there's always gonna be 2 of them because there's always double wave spawns. That is the tier 3 boat, which I actually think is called Bride, with a Y. Correct me if I'm wrong there, but if I remember the boat versus the mace, which I kept calling the fortress, that's impressive. Also considering the boats are, like, used almost never, which is different now. I keep saying that. Way back in the day, V6 boats were used maybe, like, twice, and then V7 came out. It was like, oh, there's a whole bunch of new boat maps, and there was, like, 4 new boat maps, and then now this... There's a whole bunch of new boat maps, and now there's probably like 4 more boat maps, which is like an even amount of air, ground, and boat maps, which is great. Okay, anyways, we should probably fight the Guardian or something. I have a feeling this is not going to be too bad. Well, moment of truth, did I prepare enough ground defense for this? What are you guys doing? Alright, well, all my polys just killed themselves. Congratulations. And, that almost got through, but it didn't. Sector captured. Windswept Islands is done, and honestly, Windswept Islands, pretty nice sector. It's exactly how I remembered it. I mean, maybe it's a little more difficult, but I mean, we're on eradication anyways. Pretty fun, would recommend, very nice. Alright, well, next up, we have some new research, and we can also go to Salt Flats, which is a high-threat enemy base. I wonder if it's changed at all. My guess is probably not, and it's probably still incredibly difficult because it's basically just a huge front warfare. That's basically all it was last time. So, do we do that this episode and unlock the water extractor? Because, it would make sense the water extractor is from the place that has no water at all. Or do we research Plastanium and go to Facility 32M? I don't know, but let's go ahead and research the Retusa. And we can't even get the Tier 2 Healy boat yet, which is kind of annoying, because that would have been fun, but oh well. Can also unlock the pulse conduit and the rotary pump, finally. That's going to help so much. This thing is super cheap on power and makes a whole bunch of water. Or oil. Very nice. We can also grab the Plastanium compressor and make some Plastanium, and I'm just going to do that right now. But not here. We're going back to Infested Canyons for this. Now the real question is, how are we going to get oil here? Well, if we had the oil extractor, it would be this black sand, which I'm fairly certain we do not have access to. Is that correct? Yep. But that's actually going to be the spore press, because take a look at this efficiency bonus, 160%. Absolutely amazing. That is what you like to see, and that is why I chose a place with spores to do this. Actually, you know what? Maybe up here is a pretty good place to do this. And you know what? Let's go ahead and respawn at the core. We no longer need this, and we're going to get some polys out here to help. Now, I have no idea how many spores I'm making, so I'm just going to shove it into 3 oil presses here. And then, Plastanium compressor. These things make 18. Each one of these takes 15. I'm lazy. I'm just going to do this. And we're out of lead. Wow. Not a surprise at all. Oh, now we have pulse conduits, which have much higher water throughput. Oh, yes. I mean, not like it matters that much, but it does have more health, which is always nice. And there we have our first pieces of plastanium. Let's go. All right, send this into the gore if we can find a where... What? If we can find a place to put it, that is. There we go. Look at all that beautiful plastanium. Now, we probably have a whole bunch more research unlocked. It looks like not really, but also kind of. Silicon crucible is going to be very, very nice to have, although probably won't see much use now, although maybe it will, I'm not sure. We've also got the battery diode, which I've used all of twice, plastanium walls, which block lasers, and of course the swarmer, which is a very, very good turret. Okay, no oil extractor, unfortunately, which is probably what we get from Facility 32M, if I had to guess. Looks like we also unlocked Tainted Woods, Perilous Harbor, and of course Salt Flats. Which we could go to one of these. I am thinking maybe not a high threat base, maybe not an enemy base at all. Maybe we just stick to Facility 32M, which we can read about in the tech tree. This sector contains the moldering remnants of an explosives production factory. Capture this area, research the blast mixer produced blast compound for use as turret ammunition. Oh, I thought I already had that. Am I crazy? I might be crazy. I'm crazy. I don't have that. Okay, yeah, sounds good to me. And we will just let our plastanium build up over time in Infested Canyons, not Stained Mountains. Stained Mountains is still my launching pad to other places. Let's go to Facility 32M. Right, I totally forgot to say, this is completely new, and I already like it and I haven't even looked around. We have got a whole bunch of shale, we've got black sand, coal, lead, copper, there's titanium. This is in very large quantities of ore, it is very condensed, we've got water running throughout all of the sector. This is going to be really, really good. Now, it's a very small sector, but the resource richness in here is very, very nice. The only thing it's missing is, of course, oil, spores, thorium, and thermal, of course. But hey, you know what? Honestly, this is a very, very good sector. I think I'm actually going to give this a 5. All right, and first things first, I'm actually going to completely ignore starting resources for now, and I'm going to just get polys up immediately because that is going to help out substantially. Now, unfortunately, I will not be able to power said polys, but that's fine because we've got coal right here and we will just use that. And actually, I'm not going to use the coal right there. I'm going to use the coal right down here because that's closer to the water. Is there anything in these boxes? No. I'm just going to rip them out then. Now, the only thing that I will say about this sector off rip is it's kind of annoying to have to deconstruct all this garbage on the ground. Wait, what? Is that writing? Yeah, me too, man. Me too. All right, but that should supply us with enough power to last the entire time, hopefully. I'm gonna assume so. Go ahead and get this all connected up together, and then we can run our power line over to our core here and start getting some polys being constructed. Perfect. Okay, now we need to focus on our basic resources because we've spent so long, you know, not doing that. And unfortunately, I can't really get water over here easily, so I'm just not going to for the moment. If we need to upgrade to get water over here, we absolutely can. But truth be told, we've got plenty of resource nodes to go around, so I don't think that's going to be too much of an issue. Oh, we have water right here, and I'll just use this. And you know what? I'm actually just going to do this, and then we'll just use this water everywhere. There we go. Okay, now let's go ahead and grab some graphite. That's going to be pretty easy. And unfortunately, it's going to be looking like a 1 graphite press type of thing, because we don't have a whole lot of coal to go around, which is okay. Mace. And we have 2 drop zones up in the north, which is interesting. So we'll probably have our defense here and then maybe over here. But we do need to get probably an early turret down, so I'm just going to put a couple of salvo over here, and we will just unload some... Well, let's do graphite because we are producing it. I don't want to run out of silicon, so let's just be a little careful. There we go. And that should be enough defense for the early game. And we should just probably seal that off. Hopefully they don't go around this way. Looks like they aren't. I think we're going to be perfectly fine. Yep, there we go. Nothing like a couple ripple can't handle. Okay, let's keep getting our resources up. We need to get some titanium. Fortunately, it looks like the ore patches of titanium are the smallest in the sector, which does kind of check out, to be honest, but we gotta get some anyway. And the waves do appear to be coming quite quickly, so we do need to hurry. Okay, the next thing we need to do is silicon, although I have no idea where I'm gonna get a good amount of sand for this. And you know what, let's just repair everything. I don't think it's going to matter that much. Ooh, we've got some Atrax. That's not great. They're going to probably go down here. So maybe we put these guys to just defend this a little bit. Yeah, they're definitely going for power. Okay, I knew that would happen. Yeah, oh no. Atrax are really strong, by the way. Wow, we might actually instantly lose this. Ay, dude. There's still one here? What are you doing? Okay, whatever. We're gonna have to let that burn for a little bit, and then we can repair it. I think we're back. Okay, we're back. We gotta go up and get defenses in. This is going to be sketchy, but I'm gonna do it. Now, hopefully this will be enough to take care of all of these guys. I don't think it will, though, considering the Atrax have already made it all the way over here. Maybe it will. Okay, boom. Early defenses are done. It looks to be working pretty well. Okay, we need to get silicon now, so let's do that. I'm also just going to assume that's going to hold, and for now, just going to do something like this. That is 2 layers of wall if anything wants to get through there, no matter which way you go. So that should be good there. Okay, silicon done. Is it efficient? Probably not, but I don't really care. Next thing to do, you know what? Actually, I'm thinking pyrite again. We've got sand available. We've got a lot of lead available, and we've got plenty of coal over here. Actually, over here is even better. Let's do that. Now, I haven't seen any air units yet, so I don't know if they're going to show up. So I'm not going to worry too much about scatter until I have a good frontline defense, which this is okay. It's not great. It's going to fall soon. So let's get some pyrite going. All right, look at that. Pyrite has been acquired. Okay, now we're going to do salvo, ripple, or both. I'm thinking both. We've got a nice front over here with water we can use for cooling. I think that's going to be the perfect place to put this. Although we are going to have to wait for this wave to get obliterated first. And then I'm going to have to build the thing and get ammo over here. So I think that'll hold. Maybe. Holy no copper, dude. That's not great. Okay, you know what? How about you go mine some copper for me, please? Thank you. That would be appreciated. Maybe we're gonna have to go get some more copper drills, but for now, I'm going to run the ammo into the few turrets that actually are still constructed. And maybe run a power line up there, too. Oh, it's graphite. Wait, what happened to our graphite? We didn't even plug it in. Oh my god. How embarrassing. How embarrassing. Oh, wait, actually, let's deconstruct the poly factory and we can start making monos for mining. I mean, we probably should get some more copper, considering there's no water in here. Oh, yeah, yikes. Okay, well, that would also explain it. There we go. More copper acquired. We're getting our graphite. We should probably get some more graphite, which looks like we can. How are we doing up in the defenses? Are we going to be fine? Ooh, we do have air units. Uh-oh. Kill them. We lost our power again. That's actually really bad. Wait. Oh, this is so bad. Uh-oh. I can't even build the drills. Oh, no. Oh, this is it. It's it. This is it. Oh, no. This is not good. Oh, we don't have any graphite because we don't have power. Oh! I have a feeling this might be the end of this run because I did not prepare for air defenses yet again. Wow, what an idiot. How's our wall doing? Oh! Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, they have a shield. Oh, yeah, this runs over. Should have prepared air defenses. That was my bad. They're going for the... Again? Oh, this is my own fault, really. Anyways, how are we doing up here? We're still alive somehow? This might actually be recoverable. Plug in the extra graphite we're making and turn these off to consume it. Rebuild the power plant. Hope there's no horizon or flare or anything. Plug in the rest of the base. Rebuild all the drills that I deconstructed. Oh my god, what is going on over there? It's always air. It's always air, man. Oh, God. Okay. You know what? Let's just do the sensible solution. And try again, shall we? Yikes. Okay, you know what? That's entirely my own fault. If maybe, you know, I did some air defenses for once. I literally said in that sector. I haven't seen any air units, so I'm not going to build air defenses yet. That was the stupidest decision I could have ever made. Okay, run it back. And most of my stuff is still here. Perfect. Okay, let's just rebuild everything. And looks like the power generator entirely survived. Oh, absolutely beautiful. Okay, so I just went ahead and rebuilt basically everything. I think we are basically right back the way to where we once were. Now, it did feel a little too easy doing that, and I think that's because of the setting that we have, which I actually... Oh yeah, here it is. Clear sector on loss is currently turned off. I feel like I might turn this on. I'm gonna do that. I think this is going to be the last sector that doesn't get cleared when we lose it, because I mean, I basically just did the entire sector before the first wave even got here because the blueprints were here. Now, all things considered, I probably could have done that anyways, but it would have taken a little longer to build, I guess, because the thought process here is if I had built a whole bunch of polys at the start and then planned out the entire sector in pause mode, it basically would be the same thing. So I guess I don't feel too bad about doing it here, but in the future, yeah, I think I'm going to wipe sectors on loss just because it makes a little more sense, makes it a little harder, you know. All right, well, let me know what you all think in the comments about that, but I've turned it off. All right, well, anyways, the next order of business is to get that main defense going because we do have all of our pyrite being produced. We do have some air defense. So yeah, let's just get this frontline thing going. Unfortunately, it looks like it's only the shell that remains, but that's fine. Now, unfortunately, I've decided to do this right as an enemy wave has arrived, and as such, there won't be any ammo in here. And of course, it's the one with the A-tracks. Okay, I think we're gonna be fine. There we go. All right, perfect. There we go. Okay, we are back up and running. We actually have our main defensive wall now. This is great. Let's get the ripple in here. Let's also get a box of ammunition back here. And maybe another one. Get some titanium wall defenses over here. And let's get some water pumps. Oh, actually, and we can also put a tank or two down. There we go. Have ample water storage for all of these guys, and hopefully plenty of pyrite to go around. Now, I'm going to also build a similar defense on this side, but this wall is actually going to be solid, because I do not want them going this way. I'd rather them going the other way. Now, the unfortunate thing about these large walls here is you end up with situations like this, because it's pretty difficult to fit 4x4 walls into tighter spaces. So why is this so slow? Power. Power's a problem. Okay, let's get some more generators. Okay, I do need to get some more power to make more power. So I've cut off power to the rest of the base, and now we're going to only power the power. There we go. Okay, so now we've got a little bit more generators. I don't know how many we can actually get with all this coal, but I'm just going to spam a whole bunch of them, and then hopefully that's going to fix our problems. It looks like it did. There we go. Now we have more power per power, and I'm also going to get some batteries down. There we go. Much better. Okay. Anyways, that should be fixed now. We also have a bunch of these polys, so let's get them on repair mode, and we can deconstruct this to start getting monos to get more copper. Okay, and now it's time to do some air defenses. Also, we are not making glass, and I don't really care. Anyways, yeah, air defense time, and it's going to be a pretty simple solution to air defenses, and hey, look at that, I have a drill, and there's going to be scatter basically everywhere. Oh wow, look at that, perfect timing. Unfortunately, I am filling these scatter with scrap, which is the worst ammo type for scatter. Glass is the best because it has the area damage of extreme range. Scrap does the least amount of damage, has a 50% fire rate reduction, and does the exact same amount of damage. So yeah, glass is the best, then lead, then scrap. But, you know, I can just fix that by having a lot of them. Matter of fact, I have so many that I ran out of copper. Oh dear. Right, I should have brought plastanium walls with me here. That would have been smart. I don't even have that research. Let's do that real quick. Can I get plastanium walls? I can. Can I get the large ones? Yes, I can. Can I get Swarmer? No. That's okay. I'm not going to get silicon crucible either because I'd have to use some of my pyrite to make more silicon, and honestly, we've got plenty. I think we're going to be fine. Okay, but yikes, we need to come up here and rebuild all this, and then actually it might be one of those scenarios I tear down these 4x4s, build 3x3s, which 2160 versus 1760 is still better than the large titanium walls for now, but then we put plastanium walls in there, which have 2000, or maybe even the 1x1s just to block lasers. Guys, can we move out of the way? Oh my god, guess what? Poly's in the way? Yep, always. They're just going to shoot lasers straight through the wall, and it's going to break everything, and it's going to be a problem. Yeah, not good. Oh, that's not good. Uh-oh. Fire, fire, fire. Fire is bad. No, 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 no. Okay, we need plastanium. So let's go make some. We need to find a nice patch of titanium, which looks to be right here. This might be overkill. I don't think I'm actually going to be able to sustain all of this with the amount of power that I have, unfortunately. So that's making 9. Plastanium compressor takes 2. And let's see here. A spore press takes 3 for 18. We would need 2.5 spores per second. We have no kind of fancy spore booster ground tiles here, so each one of these takes makes 0.6. 4 of them is almost enough to run a single one. Yikes, dude. And this is why you want to have spore booster tiles when you're growing your spores, because this gets pretty intensive pretty quickly. So as a matter of fact, I think I'm only going to be running one plastanium compressor just because I don't really have the power for this. Although, I can sacrifice a little bit of my pyrite ammo to make some differential generators. I don't really use these enough. We should do that. How much can a cryofluid mixer make? 12. So if we have 2 cryofluid mixers, which takes exactly 1 titanium, we can have 4 of them. Dude, get out of the way! Alright, and now we've got some water from here, yep. And we've got some titanium from here, and I'm actually going to use this drill specifically for the cryofluid. There we go. Cryofluid acquired. Differential generator operational. We now have 7,000 power, so we can afford it to make a whole bunch of plastanium. Perfect. Okay, now the real question is, these take 18, so this is 72. Makes 96. We need more water. Well, that's not surprising. Okay, well, anyways, for now, we should probably go check on our defense. There we go, okay. Alright, well, just remember this one very useful tip if you ever want to make factories. Plan them out better. Don't do what I'm doing. This is horrific. But hey, we have a second plastanium compressor because I figured out how to recombobulate the water. So now we have extra. Yay! Oh no, my base. It is time to add some plastanium walls. And I'm just going to add these little ones here. Mostly because I'm broke and cannot afford more than that. Oh, and I chose the wrong time to do this because we have tier 3 archaeids. Great. Yep, look at that. They are blocking the walls. They're blocking the lasers. Nice. Yikes. Alright, yeah, this is a little more difficult than I thought. This is a medium threat, by the way. Now, I'm not going to worry too much about this side with lasers, because I don't think they're going to go over there, but if I save up some more plastanium, I guess it couldn't hurt. Also, we don't have enough for the swarmer. Man, I was looking forward to that. Whoa, 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 whoa! They have Zenith? Oh, yay, yay, yay. Oh, there's so many maces. What? Holy, dude. These are just like out of ammo. Huh? Alright, well I think it's time for an emergency session to build more pyrite. Okay, well we only have 5 waves to go and I haven't seen a guardian warning, so that's got me a little concerned. So I'm gonna do something a little stupid. And I'm just gonna put some lancers here. They are going to last a whopping 5 seconds, but they might do some damage. Matter of fact, they did quite a bit of damage. We do have enough plastanium for the swarmer. Oh, cyclone. Oh. Now, also, I'm going to go ahead and build a couple of these because I can. These do take surge, pyrite, and blast compound. Unfortunately, their fire rate is absurd, so it's probably going to eat ammo way faster because look at the salvo. I mean, that's pretty good, but then you look at this. Yeah. Actually, you know, it's about the same amount of bullets. 55 enemies, and I'm not even here to watch. Oh my god. Alright, there's so many enemies. Holy dude. They all want to go this way now, which is interesting. I think it's because I walled this all off. Because I put a whole bunch of arc over here. Nice. Alright, last wave, 68 total enemies. Look at all this. Ay, ay. We're not going to have any of these Horizon get through, are we? No, but we're going to have Zenith just sit on top of our defenses and fall onto it, which is not great. Sector captured. Now, I did not need to build all of those electric defenses, but I did, because it was fun. Well, there we go. That is 2 sectors down. Did we get any new research from capturing this place? We did the blast mixer, which I am going to go ahead and make some blast compound because it's just spores and pyrite, and we've got plenty of that. There we go. Blast compound unlocked. Did we get any new research by getting that? I would assume not. Unfortunately not. We're not going to get the impact reactor until we have surge alloy, which is probably nuclear production complex, if I had to guess. Okay, now, we have also now unlocked nuclear production complex because we researched the swarmer, We can go to Tainted Woods, we can go to Perilous Harbor, we can go to Salt Flats. We got plenty of options, but that we'll have to wait for next episode, because that is going to be it for this one. I don't know where I'm going to go next. Do we go for medium base, high threat waves, or high threat base? Great question. We'll just have to find out in the next one. Goodbye.